What is up, y'all? How's it going? What's good? What's Gucci? What's Gucci me down? What's bomb diggity shorty? Like all that shit, like legit. So I totally was not gonna stream today, as you may have noticed, because my ads went out like super hella bomb late. I have been battling a fucking migraine since about 10:30 this morning, but apparently it decided to go away like an hour or two ago. Like an hour ago when I posted my ad. So whatever. Keep it pushing, keep it moving. So welcome to Ask Dr. MyKo. I am the illustrious Dr. MyKo. My PhD is in fact real. It is in rehabilitation counseling and administration. I also hold a master's in clinical mental health counseling. I'm a licensed clinical mental health counselor, a nationally certified counselor, a master addictions counselor, as well as a licensed clinical addiction specialist. And oh boy, we are working to become a certified clinical supervisor. At least that's what I'm thinking. Because I really want to teach more often. So the job I want requires that. My fucking eyebrows are off as shit today, but it's whatever. We about to go to bed and we about to take all this shit off anyway. So for today's episode of Ask Dr. MyKo, we have found some just amazing tweets, right? Some amazing tweets on things that people have learned in therapy from their therapists, as well as things. How do I want to say that? Things that how people react to being the first time in therapy or just being in ongoing therapy. So we're going to review a few of those and just give our professional reaction to them. All right. This first one says, my therapist asked me to consider that most people want to be kind and aren't trying to trap me. Sounds like a trap. So what's funny about that is that's kind of the essence of therapy. It's like you have the simple answers, but because the simple answers don't feel good, you feel like therapy is this convoluted wizardry that makes things all clear and gives you all the answers, and it's really not. We muddle through and we troubleshoot and challenge things as we go. That's kind of how we do that in here. But yeah, it's going to sound like a trap, but because you're trapped in the same way of thinking about it, no matter what you do, you're always going to consider it a trap. So you have to voluntarily step outside of that thinking. What's good, Calvino? So let's go on to the next one. Therapist, why do you think you're so unhappy? Me not telling her anything I've done or said that I think she'll get mad at me for. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too perfect. Bro, people pleasers in session make me laugh at their face. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I just got a new couple this weekend and they were all prim and proper and everyone's using their nice calm processing voice and all this and all that. And if you're in therapy, there's something wrong. Okay, there's something bothersome in you, and if I don't hear that in your tone of voice, I'm gonna fucking call you on it. And that's exactly what I did with this couple. And I was like, it sounds like this needs to happen, that needs to happen. You need to support her more in this way, and you need to be willing to hear what he's got to say. How does that sound? He said, sure. And she said, fine. And I said, are y'all done bullshitting me now? Because I don't trust either of those words. And the guy started laughing. He was like, I like you. You own it. I said, and then she went into this whole spiel about everything that's been bothering her, everything that's wrong, and the tone of voice sounded completely fucking different. And I'm like, that voice right there, I need you to keep it right here with us. That's the real thing. I don't need, and it's fine. I don't need that. I need you to get mad. I need that attitude, no hand on hip, so we can do some fucking work. For those that are asking, yes, I do curse in session with my clients. I do, because if I can't be me and you can't be you, what the fuck is we doing here? So, because those are like my top 3 things when I introduce myself to clients. There are 4, but you never have to apologize for crying, cursing, or just generally being upset. And this look changes every week. So I'm upfront about that. I'm glad you're still alive, Calvino. Did we weather the flare up good enough? But yeah, don't try to, get because one, most people that are therapists pay good attention to detail because we have to track you, we have to track everything that you're saying and piece it back to things and hypotheses we have for you. So it's a game of chess for us. It is mentally stimulating for us. And for you to front on us like this, not stimulating, bro. You're wasting your time. You're wasting our time. Don't do it. Oh, po thing. You need me to send you a gift basket? Let's go back up to this one. Therapist, do you realize just how much of your life is controlled by your fear or shame? Me, hopefully not a shameful amount. Bruh. That's right. Calling everyone out per the usual. Dorian. Hopefully not a shameful amount. Now, smartasses, I thoroughly enjoy smartasses in session simply because I myself dabble in smartassery. And so you can sit here and laugh and be sarcastic. If humor is your defense mechanism, I'm fucking here for it. Because I'm going to hurt your feelings either way. Yep, I'm going to do it. And this is just a giant red flag that says, hurt my feelings, Dr. MyKo. And that's exactly what the fuck I'm going to do. All right, my therapist, take it slow, avoid caffeine, don't put yourself into situations that you know will make you anxious, eat well and regularly. Me on I-95 with an iced coffee on the way to hang out with my ex-boyfriend. I should go vegan. So, a couple things going on with this week. One, this is why therapists don't give advice. We can encourage and guide you towards something that may be more beneficial, but ultimately the decision is yours. So if you making poor decisions, it is not a reflection on me. I simply said maybe you should, learn to spend time with yourself instead of trying to find affection and validation externally. But now here you are on I-95 with a nice coffee, making bad decisions. And spontaneous ones at that. So that's another goal of kind of therapy with me, is getting people to slow down long enough to process what actually the fuck they're doing. And the reason we do it so fast is because we don't want to process it, because we don't want to feel it. But if you came to me, you about to feel all of that shit. All of it. So my therapist says I overthink everything. So that's given me a lot to think about. Pretty much. Pretty true. Fairly true. But at least we guide you to think about the right things. And I've said this a couple times, but like overthinking is a superpower, but we just never use it for good because we just involuntarily fall into it for evil. Okay, go check on Grandpa. Like overthinking, you know how great we would be? We would be like card counters if we actually used our overthinking as a superpower for good. Oh my God. Yeah, because that's how you become the mole man. It's how to take over a service world, according to Glitch. But if you're using it for positive what ifs and not negative, the possibilities are endless. You have tapped into a well of motivation and possibility. That, my friend, is a superpower. Therapist, what does it feel like? What does it feel like when you're having a panic attack? I can't describe it in words, therapist. If you had to visualize it, what would it look like? Oh, I'm not about to click that. I can describe what my old panic attacks used to look like. Can't breathe. That's one. Really can't breathe. Tightness in the chest is a thing. Fetal position helps, but it's only because I'm tensing every muscle in my body so that when I finally let go, it's going to feel amazing. Vocal cords sometimes work, sometimes don't. It just feels like it's like being in the welling up stage of about to cry, but being there for a prolonged amount of time. It's this bulge in my throat. It's very dry, and water is something I need desperately. Like, it's bad. And it hurts. It just hurts internally. I can't really explain it better than that. All right, therapist, be gentle with yourself. Don't drink so much coffee. Sleep enough. Don't deal with people who upset you. Eat healthy. Me, second hour on Twitter, judging a venti drip after 3 hours of sleep, arguing with internet trolls, eating Swedish fish for breakfast. Poor decision making. You cannot sit here and tell me that everything in my life feels screwed and fried and continue to do the things that screw and fry your life. You can't. I have actually said that to a client like that before. You can't. Stars. Can't do it. Right. Overthinking could take over the world. You're absolutely right about that. My therapist told me to work on loving myself as much as I love Beyonce. Powerful shit. Powerful shit. I'm going to tell you why that's powerful shit. Because sometimes when we grow up, we have discovered that we do not have a clear thought, vision, or foundation of ourselves. And we attribute it to other people, which is why a lot of us can't take a compliment, which is why a lot of us can't really come up with an answer that's not robotic of, oh, what do you like to do for fun? Or what are some of your hobbies? Without going, well, I like to do this and do that. That's what normal people do, right? Like, bro. I do, in fact, sometimes with the right clients, I actually use my soundboard. But yeah. Especially with Irish clients, because they are very dreary and depressive people over there. Apparently it rains a lot in Ireland. That's why the grass is so green and people drink a lot. And that's not a stereotype statement. I've had maybe 8 clients from Ireland living actively there, and drinking is a coping mechanism. And so I have to be funny to get them to engage. And the soundboard helps. But yeah, working, like finding someone you idolize and treating yourself as such. Like, that's what I do for my self-esteem clients too, is like, okay, who do you like? What do you mean? Like, who are your idols? What celebrities do you follow? What celebrities do you be like, yes, do it? Like, whomst the fuck do you like? And they'd be like, oh, I like Rihanna. I like Beyonce. This person's got just kind of this dress style I like. Okay, pretend you're that person. How would they act in the situation? What would they tell themselves when we were being down on ourselves? What would they tell us when we were being down on ourselves? And surprisingly, that works. Like, a lot of people think that the brain is this mysterious complexity. Now, granted, biologically, yes, it is complex. It's a bundle of nerves with electrical pulses and pus and goo. So yes, it is complex. But if it's so easy to trick ourselves into subconsciously thinking things, it's very easy to trick ourselves into thinking other things. It's simple to trick your brain. A lot of work. Like, the mechanism itself is simple. It's just the amount of consistency, the amount of challenge. That's the hard part. All right. Me exclusively telling my therapist about the good parts of my week. Therapist, it sounds like you're doing good. Me, how dare you? I totally avoid saying things like good, should, have to, great. Like, I don't try to attach labels to anything. I simply reflect what I'm hearing. If you tell me the good parts about your week, I will say, it sounds like we're highlighting a lot of good things this week. I'm not calling them good, but I'm saying that you are highlighting what you consider to be good. So what else happened this week is what I'll then follow up with, because these are the kinds of things that turned 50-minute sessions, which is technically a therapeutic hour, into 10-minute sessions. Because I will push maybe 2-3 times on someone, and if they're not ready to work, then I'm not going to waste your time. I will let you go in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I will sit there in silence with you for a solid 3 before I be like, seems like this just isn't clicking today. Maybe we'll try again next week. Contrary to popular belief, I did not get into this field to make money. No one becomes a therapist to make money unless you're a celebrity therapist, and I kind of really want to be one. Not money-wise, because I would really love to know what happened to Weezy. Like, I would love to know so that I can help. You know, I would love to sit in a room with Lil Wayne and Kanye and everyone, Missy Elliott, everyone, because I care. And I just kind of want to know. Damn the money. Like, everyone. But, yeah, so, right. You give it to other people, Calvino. That's what I've been learning as an adult. My therapist has literally never even told me I'm gorgeous. So fucked up. Like, what am I even paying her for then? To show you the ugly parts and make you disgusted with yourself to the point where you want to change. That's what you're paying her for. That's what you're paying her for. Now, if I have a client that has a self-esteem issue, and y'all know me, this look, I don't tone it down for no goddamn body. If I have a client that has a self-esteem issue and I show up being the biggest fashionista I could possibly be, that's going to be intimidating for them. Case in point, it's going to be intimidating. Bottom line to it. However, it is then my job to use the platform I have to empower them to be like, no ma'am, this is a whole $30 wig and some makeup from the hair store. Don't do that to yourself. Don't let $45 define you. Okay? Like, you can do this. You are worthy. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Like, for real. And plus, I don't kiss people's asses in session. That's not fun. It's not fun for me. And remember when I said that brain stimulation? It's not stimulating either. It's much more fun to tear people apart emotionally. My therapy. Last of the joke I said, me to myself, this is great. I'm going to get a good grade in therapy. Something that is both normal to want and possible to achieve. It is not. It is not. Because what's going to happen with me, I've got maybe 2 clients like that. They're very fluffy. They're very frou-frou. They really want to be happy and show me that they've got it together. But I will constantly remind them, then why are you coming to see me? And if you've divulged anything dysfunctional to me, I'm going to bring it up every chance I get. So are we fronting right now because we don't want to talk about our toxic relationship? Or are you just here to tell me how your day was? Usually there's a silent pause followed by, well, and then the session has started. I don't do frou-frou. Therapy is not rainbows and butterflies and kisses. It is bloody chess. It is wizard's chess. It is, I am going to take the scalpel and gouge it into your innards and pull out your intestine, and we're going to examine it together, piece by piece by piece. And we're going to pull out the rest of your organs, and we're going to say, is this how this should look? No, let's get rid of it. Let's replace it with this. Okay, and then shove it back in there. It's bloody, it's gross, and it's gory. Okay? I don't give a shit if you leave my office crying. It's what the fuck you're paying me to do. It is your job to heal your wounds, not mine. It is just my job to open them with a scalpel instead of a rugged, rusty knife, like many of your traumas and experience have. And to show you how to suture up. That part too. Me, what's the score? Who's winning? Therapist, okay, so that's not really how couples counseling works. Bro, so when I start with a new couple, I tell them you get 2 sessions to fight. 2. The first one, sure. And the second one. Because this tells me where we hit the hardest, what stands out as, what hurts your feelings, and what your cycle and dynamic is as a relationship. After them 2 sessions, we are done fighting. Do you understand? We're done fighting. No fucking fighting. No fucking fight. We're done fighting because it doesn't solve anything. It just makes us more pissed off at each other and try to hurt each other worse. And the cycle continues, and the green grass grows all around and around, and the green grass grows around. We don't do that with Dr. MyKo, okay? So you get 2 sessions to fight, say the things that hurt people's feelings, and then I wrap up both sessions with interpreting what I hear underneath your words. Case point, I got couples fighting right fucking now over money. Money. Money is the root of all evil because it tears people apart, and it's stupid. They got a whole prenup, so clearly money is a serious issue. One side of the couple makes a monetary decision without the other side of the couple. The other side of the couple is furious. The side of the couple that made the decision is like, yeah, but it's for a good cause. It's an investment in our future, and besides, I'm going to take the brunt of it with the second job I'm taking up, blah, 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 blah. This one is terrified. You've made decisions without me. You don't even care about me, blah, 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 blah. 1, that's knife in number 1. Oh my gosh, am I not a human being? Am I not this? Am I not that? You're so controlling. Jab number 2, and just goes back and forth until we get so elevated that we're up to fuck yous and let's get divorced. Like, legitimate. So you get 2 sessions to do that. Because after those 2 sessions, you know what the fuck we're doing? We are learning to emote properly. We are learning to not just emotionally react, but emotionally regulate and articulate our feelings. And just like I my partner and I y'all to death, I'm my partner and I them to death. Because ain't no experience that we've never had that could not be solved by talking. Now, even if we're heated, we're going to have this discussion and we're going to come back to it. And we're going to talk about it and articulate ourselves well. All right, let's see. What else we got here? Told my therapist that I'm starting to notice that these appointments are starting to turn into me just talking to myself until I figure out that the answer is compassion and being nice to myself. And she looked at me like, I do that. I'd be like, look at that growth. Look at you. You don't even need me. You got it. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking because you're doing the brunt of the work. When I was coming up in my master's program, and it's still to this day, I hear other therapists say it, I should not be working harder than my client. And that is absolutely right because I'm not carrying all of you home with me. I have a life, I have a house to live, I have a husband, some animals. I've got other shit to do than to take people home like, oh my God, she just doesn't love herself anymore. I don't give a shit. I remember half these people's names so I see their face. You know why? Because it's not about me. It's about them doing the work, bro. And the second you are able, so the first, I always mention that the first behavioral homework assignment I give my clients is some form of self-reflection, weekly, consistently, like religiously. Because my goal for them is to become their greatest confidant. The other thing they taught me in my master's program, my job is to work myself out of a job. I need you to work so that you do not need me, nor anyone else for that matter. I'm trying to build people to be their best confidant so that it's more of a, I can understand that these factors are at play for me. These are the thoughts I have about it. These are reservations I have. These are the feelings. I can see all this laid out. I think I want another perspective, another pair of eyes. Let me reach out to someone. Versus, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. My life is falling apart. Somebody, anybody, help me, tell me what to do. I want you organized, baby. I want you in charge of yourself. All right. I feel lost and hollow and directionless and like the city has no answers for me. Therapist, have you tried eating lunch? People drastically underestimate the mind-body connection, bro, simply because they think that they're separate. They may not blatantly obviously think that, but they legitimately subconsciously think that they're a separate thing. That's like going to the doctor and saying, you know, I got a pain in this arm or whatever, but you don't also tell them you're smoking pot, or you don't also tell them, you know, that you're eating fried food every day. Like, that shit is together. Sure, you've got pain, but what else are you doing? Same thing goes for mental and emotional stuff. Sure, you've got psychological pain, but what else are you doing? Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating enough? Are you fucking hydrated? Because I don't know about y'all. Y'all know I'm a fat bitch. I love to fucking eat food. And when I don't eat food, when I'm actually hungry and not dealing with, you know, body issues, when I'm actually hungry and I have not eaten, I am the most irritable, not nice, don't give a fuck about you, your feelings, or whatever the fuck you're calling me for as person you've ever seen. I will yell at you, argue with you, scowl at you, throw shit. Like, I am not myself when I am hungry. And Snickers ain't gonna fucking do it. But we drastically underestimate how much that stuff affects us because we're not taking care of ourselves. A lot of it is basic needs stuff. Like, whenever I have a first session, I always check in on eating, sleeping, energy level, mood, and self-care. All of those things. Because meeting your basic needs means you're refilling your cup consistently like you're supposed to, so you can go out and do all this crazy shit and make bad decisions. If we're not doing that, that's probably adding to you going out and doing crazy shit and making bad decisions. Go eat, go hydrate, sleep enough, for God's sakes. Like, bro. Yeah, getting hangry is not a good look, Calvino. Don't do it. Don't do it. Therapy is a complex set of strategies, not a cure. Also me. Whenever my therapist says she's proud of me, I lose a year's worth of trauma. Bro, I'm not even gonna comment. I'm not even gonna comment on that. No, boo. Trauma is very complex, especially with therapy. That's all I'm gonna say on it. So what's going on? How much time you got? Rubbing the bridge of her nose. 50 minutes, Ashley. Same as always. Bro. So I always tell my clients that I'm not a clock watcher. I base my, session time more on content than clock watching, simply because if you get an aha moment in 15 minutes, I don't need to hold you. You ready, you motivated, you gonna go do what you got to do. Okay? You didn't pay me either way. But if we wrestling with something for 45, 50 minutes, cool. Until you get it, cool. It's whatever works best for you. But some people are very adamant about the 50-minute marker. Some people just really can't take a hint when their 50 minutes is up, even though they know there's a clock there, there's a timer. Your therapist has gotten up and started walking to the door for you. Like, take the hint, take your ass home. Oh, wait a minute. I want a therapist to call me on my bullshit. My therapist, your thoughts are wrong. Me, hey, fuck you, pal. Bro. Bro. Legitimate. So what it really should say is, I need a therapist to call me on my bullshit. That's why you're here. You're not because you want that. Nobody wants that. Nobody likes being called on their bullshit. But you need it. And so to point out problematic patterns and thoughts and themes and stuff literally means to say that kind of thinking is fucked up, and I can see how it's dragging you down. And it's bothersome to people. It's bothersome because that's the real experience of therapy. Therapy is sharing my observation of how I experience you, making connections you are either failing to see or failing to make, poking and prodding in areas that you want to be kept secret. That is the essence of therapy. I'm going to touch all the parts you don't want touched. Sorry. That's what we're here for. All right. Why did they call themselves the Breakfast Club? They only ate lunch together. This is really a waste of your time and money. So, time wasters. And this will be the one we wrap up on. Time wasters, malingerers, if you will. There is actually a diagnosis for that, malingering. Yes, your no thinking spots, definitely. Malingerers that just be in here just to kick it because they don't have any friends or they can't make any friends. Your therapist, how many times I got to, your therapist is not your friend. You remember how I just said I forget you and your name when I leave you? It's true because I do not take you home with me, okay? We are not your friends. Can we help guide you into the right direction social skills wise? Absolutely. But this whole, oh, my week was this and that. How was your week? It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. We don't do deep thoughts. We don't do that. We don't care if you fuck with Pangea. We don't care. Okay? And I'm not saying this to be like that shit doesn't matter. I'm saying you are wasting your social skills on someone who cannot legally and ethically be your friend. So with a client like this, what I usually do is like, do you ever ask these questions and all those other deep things to like random people? And they'll be like, no. Why not? I mean, I thought for sure it would get you a whole lot more friends. Because, I mean, I thought at least 6 people like you a week that can hold conversations like this. Because the fact of the matter is, you're lonely. And given that COVID is going on right now, it is running rampant in the therapeutic world because people are upset because they can't physically see people, but at the same time to suggest, well, why don't you do a virtual hangout? Why don't you go into some of these groups and actually yell into the void of the internet says, y'all, quarantine's kicking my ass. Can somebody hang out with me? You yell into the void of the internet about everything else. And you can't sit here and tell your virtual therapist that meeting people and trying to make friends virtually isn't working when you're literally trying to do that with your virtual teletherapist. You clearly have the skills. You just don't have the gall and the wherewithal. But we can help you with that. So, what's your name, dear? I don't even know your name. I don't know. I think I want to spin it. So, before I wrap up, we have bought. So we got the 2 from the last time. We got the wig heads. I'm probably going to do a stream on Saturday showing me rearrange my wig collection because I got head, and more head thanks to the lovely Calvino Drifto. There are 2 bags of mannequin heads, wig heads, and foam wig heads in my crafting room. And Scotty is just like, what the fuck? But probably going to do that Saturday. But so we got the 2 that we wore at the Blue Skirt Boy sleepover to still take pictures then to add them to the wig wheel. It's been like a month. It's terrible. And put them on a wig head. And then we just bought 3, 4 orange. Yeah, we just bought 4. We just bought 4 wigs. We just bought No, Scotty's not mad at you. He's just not understanding why when he comes out the game room, there are a bunch of foam heads on the floor staring at him. But that's because I'm an asshole. But so I just bought 4 new wigs. We still got to cut them, trim them, make sure they fit right, make sure they look good. They look good, body good. Anyway, and then take their pictures and put them in the wig wheel too. And you guys, 2 of them I am like absolutely in love with. Like, oh my God, one of them is a curly orange blast wig. It's so cute and it's so fucking bright. Oh my God. Oh my God. And the other one is a Tekashi 6ix9ine wig. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's rainbow as shit. I might get a grill to match. But let us see if the lovely John Dondero has gone live just yet, because it is 8:32. If you did not fill out his is he dateable, who's the what's it, that's too damn bad. I filled it out. He could get it. But they're going to go over the results in Dondering 101 tonight. And yes, they are on. Hot shit. So let's go ahead and raid the Dondero. And we'll see y'all tomorrow for Blue Squirt Boy nonsense. Boop. Bye.